okay. It's okay. Off your mind. It's okay. Off your mind.
Chai! Now wow, people wey suppose talk truth to power don't off mic. And if we talk, now 500,000 they go summer us, call them hate speech. But fear not, my ego don't come. Ingo torchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people where they spoil our country. So my people make we laugh, my ego don't come, my people make we shout, my ego don't come, my ego don't come, man of the masses, my ego don't come, politico, this one not the off in mind. And in the touchlight every corner. Okay, some people be they holla say they want the power. Them be promise us say we go get light and power. Them hustle sote they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Every day, dollar just they get the higher power over Naira. See them talk say, make we off mind. But thank God say, my ego don't come. So my people make you ladder. My ego don't come. My people make we shout. My ego don't come. My ego don't come, man of the masses. My ego don't come. Politico, this one not the off in mind. Person where they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that my egun, that man too they talk. He do they talk. Say my egun diary, he they hot like pepper. But every day then they take money in bulk. Woman picking, they the street they hawk. Still them talk say, make we no talk. But thank God say, my ego don't come. So my people make you laugh. My ego don't come. My people make you shout. My ego don't come. My ego don't come, man of the masses. My ego don't come. My ego diary politico. My ego don't come. This man not the off in mind.
Hello there. Good morning to you. Good afternoon to you. And good evening to you from wherever you are watching from.
Glory Facebook, glory YouTube.
Share this broadcast. Invite your friends. Invite your not so friendly friends. And tell them that Mayegu is here live again. Because, like I told you, right, their propaganda and to push and smoke out Buhari seems to be kind of working, but not as expected. But they got a win today when they were able to smoke out Buhari straight to Nasarawa. I'll share that with you.
Godfather is
I am so happy to see your comment, by the way, Princess. To everyone watching right now and those who are going to be watching later, today, I feel personally happy. And I'll tell you why. Do you remember these people that were chased out of Ojaodon, all these Yewa parts that they ended up in Benin Republic? Do you remember them? Of course you should. But if you don't, we've never forgotten them. Look at them.
Due to that, crisis, Fulani crisis that was occurred at our country. That's the reason why we migrated to this place. We are forcefully migrated to this place due to that.
By force.
By force. It's not by willingness.
Women. Oh, man or women. How much are us, man or women?
Only you.
Are dying here.
Both the women and men migrated from that area to this.
No.
And
How
then
much?
people died.
But say how many?
Of course, you remember them, right? Today, from last night, our team visited Pobe. Oh no, they visited Pobe and they gave us the first-hand reports. We offered our support. We also offered them our shoulders to say, you can line up, you can rest on this. I'll share that with you later tonight. Share this broadcast. Thank you very much. So, from the caption of the broadcast, right, where Buhari came out today, last night, after all of the media tour of El Rufaya of Kaduna, they were able to mobilize a few of them to go and meet Buhari in the villa. And according to them, some people want us to lose this election, and that is for Tinubu to lose. And they are using your name. We agree with you. They agreed with him on the change of Naira. They agreed with him on the deadline. They agree with him almost on everything because he told them, no, he's not changing his mind. But can you at least show to Nigerians that you are part of this? Because the whole thing is that you are not supporting Tinubu. And on this, apart from all other requests, he agreed to show up. Just same way he agreed to show up in Adama or Yola? Anyway, today in Nasarawa, Buhari came out, and Koolu was there. And I'm thinking, where should we start from? Because it's going to be another long night and interesting one too. I don't want to give you the juicy part. Okay, let's start from this. So, today in Nassarawa, where Koolu and Buhari happen to share the same stage, Buhari told everyone that Koolu is going to be your next president by the grace of God, and he assured them right there. But you know Koolu, at that point, the bodilon toothless bulldog, the kingmaker that couldn't really make anything, right? Had to comport. But you know that dementia, you can't really help it. Even when he wanted to act normal, he will still misfire. Nevertheless, for days now, it's been a serious hypertension, frustration, to the point that you could barely even see if these are not the same people in the same political party. APC versus APC in the last few days. The Kaba. The last time we heard about the Kaba was when they smuggled Buhari out of Nigeria, and you know the story. Now the Kaba. These guys are throwing the word around, and it's more or less like if things continue, there will be riots. There will be a lot of disruption. If they have to end the election without election, they will have to do it. So for the first time in days, they got a bit of a reprieve, a relief, something that makes them feel like, okay, at least we can manage this one. Meanwhile, nothing else seems to be changing. I told you never to bank on their scuffles and their scuffles or whatever. Okay. But let's go to Nasarawa, where Koolu and Buhari share the same stage with different messages, by the way. I'm going to share Koolu's first.
Your Excellency.
APC. APC. Nasarawa. Nasarawa. Nigeria. Nigeria. Jagaban. Everybody vote for Jagaban. Jagaban. Everybody vote for Jagaban. Is the man we want. Everybody vote for Jagaban. Jagaban. Everybody vote for Jagaban. God bless you. Your Excellency, the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, and the leader of APC worldwide. It is a joy for me to see that you are a poster board for APC and God Tinubu today. Standing up there, we see the poster of God Tinubu so prominently on you. Those who think there can be scratches and cracks in our friendship and relationship will continue to be disappointed and are their short-time joys limited. Ours is not about individual, it's about the nation building. It's about honesty, integrity, and character. You've been a great man of political credential. Nobody ever thought that a man in uniform, called sometimes camouflage, will ever be a democratic, principled, honored, with great value. Today, to have you here to talk about democracy and our party is a joy and honor for us who joined hands with you some 20 years ago to reshape Nigeria, to fight corruption, to fight destitution, to fight failures, and hunger. Including unexpected downfall in oil prices and violent attack on our own person, on our own soil. You faced this courageously. You faced the challenge squarely. You fought hard. You worked hard.
You know something, right? If you think, I should have warned you, by the way, but if you think you want to expect anything reasonable from him, something from their manifesto, something that he wants to do, written down by himself, I believe, I'm so sorry, you will be disappointed. Tinubu is just a comic relief for so many people. You listen to him. He said 20 years ago, he teamed up with Buhari to fight hunger, to fight corruption, to fight this and that. And you hear all of that. I can't even quote him, right? Now, what I'm going to do is this. The one that is going to hand over to this one, the one that is there right now, that the one that spoke now is expecting to take over from, listen to that one. I think that we'll mix it up so that you don't, make it very much a blended content for you, right? Listen to Buhari himself and what he had to say about Tinubu, about himself, and other lies that you are going to have to endure for the next 5 minutes again. Sorry. Buhari.
Of APC President Muhammadu Buhari going around with his own presidential candidate, the person he's going to hand over power to come May 29, 2023. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, your excellencies, Mr. President, President Muhammadu Buhari, GCFR.
Thank you very much. Your Excellency,
the Executive Governor of Nassarawa State, and his colleagues, I stand by already established protocol. Ladies and gentlemen, I am very pleased today to be part of this campaign for Bola Ahmed Tinubu as the next president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria and the governor of Nasarawa State for his second and final term. I thank you very much for defying the weather and standing in the sun for more than 3 hours up to now. I congratulate you and I assure you that God willing, we are going to win through and through. Ahmed Bola Tinubu, as he said in his speech, I knew him more than 20 years ago. All the problem we had, I mentioned it earlier, there was no local government I haven't visited from 2003 to 2011. And I visited all the states 2019 when I was asking for this term, the second term, and the final term. I will continue to campaign for Bola Ahmed Tinubu. He is a committed Nigerian, and I believe he will give all he has to this country and to you Nigerians. I thank you very much. Yawancin waɗanda ke wurin nan tanawa ba su jin turanci in yi da Hausa. To zan yi magana da Hausa, saboda duk da ni ba Fulatani ne ban jin Fulanci. A cikin Hausa na tashi, kuma Hausa, al'ada Hausa ta kama ni ta riƙe ni kaf. Saboda haka yin magana da Hausa ma ina so in yi ƙwarai da gaske.
Did you notice anything? Buhari only spoke about Tinubu for just about 45 seconds. 45 seconds in Nasarawa. And that is, I have known him for over 20 years. And he's going to win. That's it. He's a committed Nigerian. He's going to give all his all. What they paid for has expired. Even though Koolu spoke for about 15 minutes and he spent 14 minutes. Sorry, he spent 11 minutes praising Buhari, spent 3 minutes doing praise and worship. As usual, God bless your children, God bless your grandchildren, you will not suffer, and all of that. And that was it. Music, 1 minute. But Buhari came on stage after all this time, and he only spoke about Koolu for just 45 seconds, 47 seconds. But that is enough. The fact that he even showed up is what they have been wishing and praying for. Person will be the chairman of their campaign. Oh, at least for a few days, that one will give some sort of nothing else is changing. When I say nothing else, right? They still know that Buhari is not turning up the way they want him to turn up for them. Hand over that structure of rigging. That's the difficult ones. That seems to still be like what? I bet some of you are in the comments saying, will I say the music stylishly defined? Imagine music 2 minutes. Quite more interesting, or should I say, some said it's just like making so much sound in their ears, right? Others are saying, this weekend if it's started Dunsha, I'll go back to Tinubu. But listen. Salawa Beni Nasarawa. Or should we say, no, Salawa Beni Nasarawa, that's the Salawa Beni Nasarawa. When you have Kwamwan in Lagos and Southwest, that's their own Salawa Beni or Ayasta, what's her name? Now, Koolu, the other part of Koolu's speech that you are yet to listen to is this one. You don't want to miss it.
You fought hard. You worked hard. Yes, Nigeria is surviving as a nation. And
I am so sorry. There is a pattern there to add. I was expecting that Koolu that went to Abeokuta. Egbe Popamo, Egbe Naira Pamo, Ama Dibo, Ama Wale. The same Koolu that held Rufaya of Kaduna has been jumping from one media house to another, talking about Kaba, using Buhari and the rest. I was actually expecting him to say it to his face there. Mr. President, as you are trying, some people are making sure that they are hiding fuel, they are hiding, and say it to his face. Maybe he did say it anyway. I'm sorry that I interrupted that, yeah? Maybe he did say it, maybe he didn't. Watch.
You fought hard. You worked hard. Yes, Nigeria is surviving as a nation. And we believe, because of constitutional democracy, we would have asked you to stay on, but you said no. This is constitutional democracy. I'm going back to Daura, my farm, my cows. I miss them. Not that I don't miss you people. Not that I don't appreciate you people. But there is more to do in life and with time to transform Nigeria. I will step aside and let you other people try and continue. I have built a foundation. You have done it. There are only very few leaders who had faced dissident, civil disobedience and civil war, and at the same time continue to build infrastructure. One of them in that class is Abraham Lincoln. You will join the history of those men. Great men. Wow. Courageous men. Wow. Who can stay focused and the means of distractions are enemies. I know that ants are small pet animals and insects, but they can get a giant naked if care is not taken.
Wow, wonderful.
You've resisted bad manners. You've tolerated criticism. There's no labeling that you've avoided. But today in Nasarawa, you are celebrated, commissioning project after project. Thank you, Mr. President. We definitely on a skating board, but we will work hard. We promise you that your children and grandchildren will have no regret about nation and ourselves. Mr. President, thank you. It is a great honor for me as the flag bearer.
Who is your next president? Who is your next president?
Jagaban, everybody vote for Jagaban. Jagaban.
I'm so sorry if you sat there, as you are, right, and you are expecting something reasonable from his mouth. You heard all of that. Garbage in, garbage out, jargons in, jargons out, incoherence, non-communicating, just opening mouth and rubbish. He is the candidate. He's supposed to be talking about what Buhari did and what he is going to do. Abi, you're wasting your time if you're actually expecting that. Outside that showmanship that you watch is a chaotic Nigeria out there. Seyi Makinde even just gave, well, he did give one, what do you call it? A press, is that a press conference? Should you call it a press conference, or he released a video appealing to people that, things may get bad and worse, and they have the right to protest and do all of that. Well, I'll take you to Seyi Makinde, but I'm going to stop by at the Channels Television's studio, where the man that bought Tinubu's tickets, Babachir Lawal, who has now become his stranger friend, who now works for Peter Obi, is from northern Nigeria, and reacting to what El Rufai said about the Peter Obi and Dati awakening the sleeping Christian communities in northern Nigeria to stand up this time, and all of that stuff is said, right? Well, here is the man who bought Tinubu's presidential tickets, and he has something to say, that if Buhari says Tinubu is your next president, that's why he went to Nassarawa to go and campaign for him. Well, Babachir had this to say. Credit goes to the Channels Television for this, right?
Good actor is going nowhere. Tonight, we speak with one of the backers of the Labour Party candidate who dumped the APC. He was a former secretary to the government of the Federation, Mr. Babachir Lawal. He joins me live here in our election studio. Thank you so much indeed for joining us tonight. And welcome to our election studio.
Thank you.
You enjoy it, isn't it?
Oh, yes, I do.
You love it. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Good to see you.
Thank you.
Let me begin by asking you, how is the race from the last time you were on politics today and now? Anything changed dramatically?
Well, on the side of the Labour Party, you mean? What has changed is that areas where we had not expected Labour to do well, they are galloping through. And the momentum is so much that it's difficult to contain. You know, when this 2023 election season commenced, the Peter Obi was not on the card. During the computations as to what would happen, the expectation was that the race was a straight one between APC and PDP. Then out of nowhere, Peter Obi comes in, and then followed by Rabiu Kwankwaso. And the whole permutations change. Unfortunately for the two parties, the APC and PDP, they didn't have the capacity to factor in these new dynamics, and the thing is overrunning them. As we speak, Peter Obi has run PDP out of Adamawa State. They have run PDP out of Taraba State, Plateau State, Benue State, Kaduna State, and quite a lot of the states in the north where our calculation was we're targeting 25%. But now we are targeting anything from 55 to 70% in majority of the states in the north. Of course, also, we had some doubts about whether or not the Southeast will come out en masse to support Peter Obi. But to our pleasant surprise, it is now a complete overrun. No party, they only go to Southeast to campaign as a form of tourism, you know, and to further demarket themselves. In the South-South, where we thought we were going to compete on a 50-50 basis with any other party, I mean, maybe PDP, we find ourselves targeting 80-90% in the South-South. So that's why it is. I can tell you that even in the far north, with the so-called far north, I'll give you an example. 2 weeks back, I sent some campaign materials to one of our supporters in Katsina. And when it got to the motor park and the poor man went to collect the campaign materials, the motor park security wanted to see what was in the bag. And when it was discovered that it was Peter Obi dirty T-shirts, they ransacked it. Everybody got a piece of it. And what they were telling the poor man was that in Katsina they are tired. They've been told over and over to vote for their fellow Muslims. They did vote for their fellow Muslims in past elections and see where they are. Most of them are now refugees living in the motor parks. So this time around, they will not listen to anybody telling them to vote for their brother because he's a Muslim. Because voting for a Muslim only ended up them ending up in a motor park as refugees.
I mean, you were one of those who preached the APC to Nigerians.
Yes.
You were one of the founding fathers of the APC.
Yes.
Did you ever envisage, because now you are saying, from your description...
Anyway, is not unknown to you. Babachir Lawal, the thief that got sacked by Pastor Ruga because of the over 2 billion naira looting in that same office meant for rehabilitation of the Boko Haram victims. That's the man. But according to him, is what do you call that? Repented, and is trying to make amendment to the damages he's done as well, and all that. So now is now rooting for Obi in northern Nigeria when he discovered that it got used by the APC. According to him. Some people are calling they are, like he said, which is kind of true. And I've told you many times that you shouldn't live in denial. Listen, every day in life, you learn. And what makes you an educated person is your ability to learn and unlearn and accept new facts, even if they are uncomfortable. Let's be honest. A lot of you that were laughing at them 10 months ago, I mean, March, April 2022, you are not laughing anymore. A lot of you are currently just joining the bandwagon of those who are now spreading tribal, religious, hateful, bias, vile, and all that towards the obedient that you see today. But 10 months ago, you were laughing at them. They are just a waste. So even your leaders didn't see them coming. They didn't plan for them. They are not prepared. Do you remember this famous, during the PDP aspirant primaries and the rest of that campaign? Do you remember this famous video from this same famous weakling, who is now a popular coward, by the way? Yeah, remember this?
This is not the time for theory. This is a time for action. This is not a time that I'm a trader. No. No. This is not a time I'm an importer. No. This is not a time I own bank. No. It's not time for somebody saying that I carry my bag. It's not this time. I didn't come here to begin to teach you about the economy of Nigeria. That's theory. That's not what I can hear. Those ones are theory. It doesn't work that way. So if anybody comes here, they tell you, in Nigeria, the current currency price is this. Look. That's it. You are far from what we are talking about. If you want to carry your bag, you don't want to carry your bag, stay at home. What I came to beg you is that your mandate. That one vote, delegate. I don't, because if you don't have up to, I've looked at it, I don't have up to, since you don't have state working committee, you don't have up to 40 delegates. But I'm still interested in it. Even if it is one. And I know your son is running, but you know that I'm the one that will win. So don't put your vote where you know it's a waste of vote. Look, if your son will win me, I will tell you. And I will come, I will tell you, my brother Ndibbo, give him the vote. But it will be a waste. Because I am the one to win. He said, so give it to me. Later I can call him. I said, my brother, leave it. Since I'm there, Anambra will be protected. But if you go and waste that vote, it's a way where he won't win. But you know he won't win. Are you not aware? I mean, we should tell ourselves the simple truth. Of all these aspirants, who are the grassroots, who are they calling his name? Wike. Anywhere you go, Wike. Even the toilet, Wike. Even the bedroom, Wike. Kitchen self, Wike. Their wife they give you food, Wike. Husband and wife they sleep, Wike. Haba.
You remember now? This was before the PDP primaries, right? This was when it was funding Sokoto State budget deficits. Immediately, he stopped giving Sokoto State money. Sokoto State is now almost bankrupt. They can't pay salary. They can't fund anything right now. Thank God for Okowa, who has now plunged his own state into over 800 billion naira debt. 250 billion of that money for Atifku and the affiliate and associates. So that clown got played by Atifku and gang, and today is the leader of the toothless, non-existing, coward, lily-livered G failure. They call them G5. I'm only saying all of this because if you choose to play dumb, like it's going nowhere, stop lying to yourselves, okay? El Rufaya came and he said that their own personal poll says it's going nowhere, but he says he's going to get 25% in 16 states. So you are not laughing anymore. A lot of them are, because they didn't factor them in. They didn't see them coming. So he left PDP to go and lead a supposed young people's revolution that turned political, isn't it? Is that not the fact? Today is a threat. Usually it should have been APC, PDP, you know what I mean? It should have just been like seeing clips between Tinubu and Atif could hold relics, Abi? But they didn't plan for this. And they may live in denial of it, but the days to come is where the desperation actually lies. I'm happy for you, the APC, especially you, the Lagos Abobakus. There are two APCs right now. You have the CPC, which Buhari belonged to, the one that holds the authority, the one that is making life a living hell for you Nigerians, as well as Tinubu right now. You get what I mean? The CPC guys. And a little bit of a reprieve will be fine, I would say. Others are saying, you know what? If it lead to riot, if it lead to war, one of the G5 guys here, Makinde.
My dear good people of Oyo State, I'm addressing you today because of the prevailing conditions in our state and country that have led to protests and riots, especially in Ibadan. First, let me say that I understand the need for this protest. When citizens get pushed to the wall, there's only so much that they can take. The continuous fuel scarcity and the scarcity of the Naira have led to slow economic activities. I must repeat, I understand and I feel your pain. I've always maintained that peaceful protests are fine. When things are not going how we want them to go, we have a right and even a responsibility to protest. Let me also state that while we're protesting, we must remember how easily a peaceful protest can turn violent and lead to the loss of lives and property. The violence that erupted in parts of Ibadan today is condemnable and will not be tolerated. In response to this, I have suspended all campaign activities forthwith. I've also met with the heads of security agencies in Oyo State to restore calm and maintain the peace in our dear state. Violence cannot and will not solve our problems. It only creates new ones. We have another opportunity in a few weeks to move this country in a new direction. Use your PVC, not violence. We must not allow elements within us who have other motives to take advantage of peaceful protest to perpetrate evil or push their agendas. I urge all law-abiding citizens and residents of the state to go about their lawful activities. All our security agencies are on high alert, and so peaceful residents of the state have no cause to fear. As a palliative measure, I have directed that the Omituntun mass transit buses should be deployed to more routes within the state for free. We're also working with the local government chairman to see what immediate palliatives we can make available to the most vulnerable amongst us to alleviate the hardship that the twin scarcity of fuel and the Naira have brought upon our people. Once again, we have another opportunity to put an end to oppressive system, and that is through the ballots. For now, I urge everyone to remain calm as we're doing our best to mitigate the hardships. God bless Oyo State. God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
Sheyi. And that is a man that is actually working for Tinubu. A member of is a PDP governor and a member of the G5 of Wike. Okay, he kind of wanted to he want to. I mean, should I say he want or he looked responsible, right? He is a joke too. Or you'll find out soon. He is working for Koolu in a political deal that has made most of them become toothless bulldogs. They are not even courageous enough. Are you with me? To say it publicly and say yes, after all of that drama, to say it loud and clear. But some are saying that Mayegun don't point fingers, okay? Werewike a madman, right? That the moment they realize that Werewike has told his men in River States that they will have to work for Tifnumbu in River State, and is already creating a lot of problem, even within River State, where Werewike's men are already shooting anybody that opposes that move. It's like a war zone. That's what they are preparing for in Rivers because of Wike. And he couldn't even say it publicly and say, I have told my people to go and work for Koolu because Obi can't win. He still believes that Obi can't win. But the situation around everybody in the country right now is like Buhari is setting all of them up. Somehow, they seems to be the only ones who are now so worried about the Buhari's failure and possibly the impending doom, so to say. So they said that because it seems that, they said that Werewike is the only one who agreed to a deal with Tifnumbu, and that has created a sort of a break within them where others, are not comfortable with Tifnumbu. But as they are right now, they have become inconsequential. Somebody said that, don't say that, Werewike and all of them are still very much valuable in this. Listen, they are part of the establishment. Their deal is to, they have abandoned Atifku and they have picked up a Tifnumbu. That's their deal. That is what they want to deliver. So if they deliver them as they promise, they mean so much to Tifnumbu, of course. But what do they mean to you in all of this? All of it. What do you think they mean to you? Anyway, Wike has jumped on the bandwagon. The coward who can't really name or publicly say, I am working for APC. Egbekebe is throwing shade.
Now, because of corruption, I did this, No be true. When did they fight corruption for 3 months, all of us they go? 3 months, now you go fight the corruption? No. No be so. No be so. This policy now policy where people they target. Say make an invest. When I invest, and I'll go demonstrate. When I demonstrate, the riot fee come. When riot can't come, they say, no, don't fit the election again. Then they go say, we could do interim government. And I go support interim government. No way! No matter the provocation, I go tell everybody, Melembe. This election we go do am. This election we go do am. This election we go do am. Because nothing will stop Opopo Nkoroma to be governor. Nothing. God don't ordain them. Yes, sir. So anybody when they do anything, make we vex, to go protest, to go fight, make enemies come capitalize on that. No way. To say they don't postpone the election. No way. Now interim government. Far. This election, now by a PVC, no be so. Now so. This election, now by waiting. PVC. Now by waiting. PVC. This election, no be election of Caballo. Now election of what? Nigerians. That's so. Now election of what? Nigerians. Cabal, stay where you did. Allow Nigerians to use their PVC and vote for their son to become governor. That's so. For Barinada and Piggy to become senator. That's so. For Abiante to go back to the House of Reps. That's so. For Adolphus to go to the assembly. It don't finish. Not be so. Not so. Make nobody try them to say they won't do anything when they go score through this election. If those people will be agents, devil will go see them. Now so. All this way they plot this button, them and devil will go meet. They go meet. No be sure I talk. Now so. No be sure I talk. Now so.
Gbenu so ko dákẹ́ ko melen short and melen fraud. I don't know what to say there. I wanted to say that you should just keep quiet and shut up. I sometimes kind of like listening to him. He's an empty drum. If they do for Port Harcourt and they say the military tank are rolling, this weary will jump on the next available speedboats and next available private jets. Now from Turkey, he go to talk to you. But did you listen to what he said? I would remind, I don't worry. I will dissect them to you, for you. Hang on. He said, the way he said it, he said, there is a plot to create crisis in Nigeria with this fuel and naira, so that people will protest and it will lead to riots. And then the government will now come out and say they don't think they can conduct any elections. So they are going to postpone it. And by postponing it with all of that, the government at the center will remain. It is called national state of emergency. And how many of you, now I'm gonna, especially you the obedient, here is one theory among many other theories. In the past, that people have warned us that Buhari and team, they have 3 plans. 3. In order to either keep power or never allow an election in Nigeria. I will remind you of them all because there's so much to take in. Things that happen in Nigeria every day and every week. But these are part of the signals. 3. The first one, they said, by constitution, if any part of Nigeria, for any insecurity reason, is unsafe, the president of Nigeria is allowed by your law. It doesn't need National Assembly. It doesn't need anybody personal. Just the draft of the Attorney General of Nigeria. Okay, that's it. It will declare that there can be an election if a part or any part of Nigeria is unsafe to conduct elections. In Nigeria today, they have 6 geopolitical zones: Northwest, Northeast, North Central, Southwest, Southeast, and South. 6. Today, the pipelines and oil installation in the Delta, Niger Delta, are not being manned or protected by Nigeria, but retired and rehabilitated and recontracted militants of Niger Delta are being paid billions of your money every month just to keep the pipeline safe. In northern Nigeria, as huge, as big as landmass is, listen to me very well. More than 60% of the northern part of Nigeria are no longer under the control of Nigerian government. I'm saying this because there are facts to back all of this up. Communities have been ransacked. Where people stayed back, they are now paying their taxes to the terrorists that took over their villages years ago. Seriously, the government of Nigeria knows that. The Nigerian military knows that. There are areas they don't go anymore. And the people there, they have been forgotten. In Nigeria of today, in eastern Nigeria, under Buhari and his vengeful mission against the Igbos, they've orchestrated a political unrest, political instability, serious insecurity in eastern Nigeria, just for one man to avenge something he couldn't do in a space of 3 years, 1967 to 1970. He came back now. He still couldn't do it. They can call and say there will be no election in Nigeria because of the insecurity in eastern Nigeria, orchestrated by Buhari. What about that part of southwest Nigeria? Areas where our people have become refugees, places where Fulani terrorists are collecting taxes from our people, up north in Oyo State. Oh, come on. All of these are enough for them to say no election. And they will be right. You will be angry. And because Buhari and all the failure that came with it have received one thing and one thing only: the mandate and protection and assurance and the loyalty of the Nigerian military, the Nigerian defense system. They have been given a blank check to do whatever they want, as much as they will keep him safe and protect his regime. It's not a government, it's a regime. You know that, I know that, and all of us do know that. However, the Wike and Co. in 2023 are now telling us that the fuel scarcity, Naira scarcity, and so many other plots that they are yet to tell you are signals and signs that could make them postpone the election or never hold the election. Do you know that their constitution, your fraudulent constitution allow them to postpone the election for 2 years or more until they are comfortable enough to see that it is comfortable to conduct the election? You're not thinking about that. But is impossible. It no go happen if they try am there. Now war. Now war. I would actually love to see that for real. Because the end goal in one of those plans for them not to allow the power to go back to southern Nigeria. Even people in their own political party are not trusted. We have been one of this for over 2 years. They openly bragged about it. But a lot of people said, nah, it's not going to happen. Throwing Nigeria into a civil war in order for them to make sure that, would you have an election when you have a civil war? No, you won't. Now, at the end of the day, a military could come up in the midst of the chaos. The likes of Wike and Co., they will be the first to run away. Sure. Because they know they will be the first target to be killed, as they are killing a lot of you as well on the streets. No election, no election. I said, see, if they figure out that they have perfected everything and they are comfortable with what the outcome is going to be, they will do their election, even in the enclave of the Fulani terrorists as well as Boko Haram. Even Boko Haram will kill to vote. All of them will just be like, okay, we are retiring for today. We want to do it. But if they are not interested in letting the power go, then you are up for something. Now, Wike is mentioning it now, that there will be this election. Do you remember that it was Tinubu that first mentioned there will be election? Whether they want to hide, they should continue hiding fuel, they should continue hiding Naira. But there will be an election. We will vote and he will win. That's exactly what Wike is also repeating there. No kaba, but he couldn't go further and say Tinubu will be the president. But he kept using his own candidates in Rivers State. I just thought I should remind you. The first one is to make sure that to bank on the insecurity in Nigeria and never conduct an election. The second one is to bank on the newly created crisis that they want to build on to create a chaos that will make it impossible to do an election. The third one is that in the midst of that chaos or post-election crisis, there could be a military coup. All of these are possible and possibilities. But because why would a government that is in power put you through all of this hardship when they have a candidate that also wants to take over from them? Like, ask yourself. I am just saying, okay, you don't really have to take it. In other words, right? Somebody said, this Obi and obedient PDP and APC didn't factor them in when they are plotting. You know, as they are, let me tell you, the way these criminals always think, right? When PDP was there, they have shared the position for the next 50 years. And they bragged about it. They said they will be in power for 50 years. But they are gone after 16, Abi. Metamorphosed into APC, right? Now, within that same APC, they have the same mindset, the same ideology, and that is all about your turn, my turn, our turn, turn by turn Nigeria Limited. Do you get that? So as they are, it's all sorted. And it should just be a straight fight between two octogenarian, one that is so unknown. That's Tinubu. The other one, a career thief, a criminal, and a jihadist too. You see, if you think Tifnumbu, so if you think Buhari has a soft spot for Fulani terrorists, that means you haven't really met Atiku and his own belief when it comes to this, what do you call it? When it comes to this jihadist, this clanship, this tribal, what have you, it would have been a straight fight. They didn't plan for Obi. A lot of you didn't plan for them. I didn't plan for them. So when they happened, I was like, okay, let's see. But I saw something because I saw what was driving them. Obi only inherited already organized people, determined young people who have been mobilizing themselves for what you are now seeing as a political revolution. Whether they are going to win or not, you have to admit they are a problem now. And the establishment is admitting to that too. But as much as they are, instead of the establishment, PDP and APC, right, to really crash or crush disobedience and all of them, they have just been misfiring. Have you not noticed? I'll tell you. Instead of them, right, to be in a way in control as usual of all these third parties, all these third forces, as you know, what happened is that the establishment ended up being reactionary to them. Have you not noticed? The establishment, PDP, APC, are not controlling their narrative. They are controlling the entire narrative, and the system, PDP, APC, are reacting to that. Let me give you an example. APC, Egbe, they decided to pick Muslim ticket right before your own very, very eyes. Oh. And they expected that you don't get choice. What do you want to do? What do you want to do if they pick Muslim? What do you want to do? That's exactly the audacity. Because that's what the system, the establishment, that's how they treat you. You can be angry, you can be raging. What are you going to do? People destroying people. Schemed. Spend so much money buying their own delegate, producing another Fulani man from northern Nigeria to run and possibly be elected as president of Nigeria to take over from another Fulani. Come on, man. So it would have been a straight fight. Like, oh yeah, face them. But today, they are now the people now accusing, listen, they are accusing the obedient of being intolerant, of being bullish. They have no respect. They just, this and that. They hate Nigeria. People that destroyed Nigeria are accusing the people that they are the victims of the ruined Nigeria. They are accusing them of they hate Nigeria. Have you not been noticing? That's what I mean. They have been reactionary. They have been reacting to the pressure of the people who have no structure. Because they didn't plan for them. I don't know if I'm making any sense. I am saying, right, the true meaning of education, or anyone being able to say, I am educated, is your ability to learn, unlearn, and be able to accept new facts that even when they are uncomfortable, you know what I mean? Those things they call uncomfortable truth. To be an educated person means you have to accept them. They are not your making. You didn't write them. You didn't create them. But they are facts that you can't pretend not to be there. That's what I have observed, though. If you ask me 1,000,000 times. And in their mind, right, they believe that even if you want to use tribe, religion on us, I don't think you can go to bed and be confident that it's a done deal. And I can tell you this. Something like what they call the Ijalo, I'm like, what do they call it, Jalo again? I don't want to call it ant. I mean, na soja ant. What do they call it, Jalo again? That's exactly what these guys have become. The obedient with social media this day and time. Baba, when you listen to APC and the rest of them screaming, telling you, obe this, obe that, one of the reasons is this. So listen to this guy.
It's unfortunate in this country when we came out in 2019, because it was still the turn of the North and backed Atiku. None of them said it was religious. So if it is a Northerner, it is not religious. If it is a Southerner, it is religious. It is very funny. People use all sorts of arguments to buttress their position when they find out that they are lacking in the basics and basic requirements for governance. Peter Obi, forget about whether he is a Christian or he is a Hindu or whatever religion. Keep him side by side with the other principal contestants in this game and look at their pedigree, what their performance is. Even now, I can assure you that Peter Obi stands out. But for the money bags who can only talk of money, what do they have to offer to Nigeria? Peter Obi, from his track records, whether he's Christian, Muslim, Hindu, whatever, stands out as a better candidate for Nigeria. And he comes from the geopolitical zone which we believe deserve to have the presidency in 2023. So whoever is bringing all those arguments can go ahead. Nigerians have eyes, Nigerians have ears. In 2015, everybody came, say Baba, say Baba. Nobody cared about whether APC was dominated by Muslims or by whichever ethnicity or whatever, but we voted for him. Today, Nigerians are disappointed. So we are producing and providing a material which we believe would rescue Nigeria, but the new Nigeria we want, so that we can move ahead and have a better country which is inclusive and which would be governed with all the indices of development moving forward. Peter.
Right. And just like we went to Nassarawa to listen to Koolu and Buhari, I am going to take you to Abeokuta, where indeed the obedient themselves, Obi and all his guys, were also in town. And I'll keep it in the diary as usual. Right. So let's go to Abeokuta, where he met with the Alake, right there in the Ake Palace, starting from the entrance. This. And then I think inside the palace, where when they finally get an entrance inside, this is how it was.
It's coming. Who be this? This way.
Please let's sit down, please. Nassarawa, Dr. Michael Adidoto, Ayakimaju, Ajobeji, Ajoberumaju, everything is competition. I'm going to go to I welcome Your Excellency, the presidential candidate of the Labour Party, to this ancient parliament.
And, because I still have a bit of a stretch to share with you. What did he tell them in the palace? What did he tell them outside the palace and all that? But there is something I want to quickly say. Okay. Usually, when, I don't know, maybe I'll say this in the sense that I'm just going to look at it as those who make statements like this are new on Mayegun's diary political. So I have to repeat myself and explain it to you, okay? Now, number one, right? This is Mayegun's diary political, all right? A platform that doesn't like anything to do with Nigerian politicians. Take that as the first point. But not liking all your politicians also have categories. Let's start with those who have the responsibility to prevent all of this that you are witnessing in Nigeria today. I am talking about how things escalated from what they were in 2015 to what they are now, 7 years after, 8 years after, in 2023. Now, if you want to look at the Nigeria politicians and their category of what do you call it, their level of dislike or what have you on this platform, they are explained. before APC, Egbekegbe came, or should I say, it was the failure of people destroying people that brought in APC, Egbekegbe. Now, for whatever was your conviction then, looking at the rogues and criminals that came together to put together this APC, Egbekegbe, 7 years after that, yeah, you might not be taking responsibility, which is part of what your leaders don't. So on Mayegun's Diary Politico, we share the responsibility. The last 8 years of Nigeria has been the worst 8 years of Nigeria and Nigerians themselves. Nigeria has never been this divided. Nigeria has never been this looted. Nigeria has never been this terrorized. And Nigeria has never been this economically destroyed. Those are facts. Now, you don't share that with other people simply because what? They are also politicians. We know those who have committed these crimes. APC, Egbekegbe. Now, because of the way Nigeria is structured, you know that you have two major political parties. Not because they control the center, but because a lot of them also controls the component part of this the country. PDP controls about 16 to 17 states or 15 states. APC, Egbekegbe, controls about 22, and the center, Anabga, controls 1. Now, here is something. When you talk about poverty, APC is responsible for it. When you talk about indebtedness, APC is responsible for it. When you talk about joblessness, APC is responsible for it. You don't share that. You don't turn around and say, what is Atiku doing about security? Shomadini. What can Atiku do about security? Tell me. What can Obi do about security? If you are not mad, the responsibility is that of APC, Egbekegbe, led by Buhari. What is Atiku doing about 133 million people living in poverty? What should Atiku do? Oh, he should share the money because of the rate they have messed up with your brain and your life, possibly. The people responsible for the 133 million people living in poverty in Nigeria are APC, Egbekegbe. Don't share it. And don't give that as an excuse and say, Mayegu, you should condemn all of them. Those who are responsible for what is happening right now, APC, Egbekegbe. And that's what makes people destroying people not an alternative. You know that? They are just the same, and you know it. So therefore, on Mayegun's Diary Politico, like I said, now by measurement, I am very biased towards people destroying people, towards Al-Qaeda People's Congress. Don't come onto my platform and say, why are you trying to be nice to Obi? I'm not nice to them. I'm just reporting what it should be. You might want me to condemn Obi for the reason why you have no fuel right now, if that will make you feel comfortable. Oh, you might want me to help you condemn Atiku for the reason why there is fuel scarcity or there is a Naira scarcity, because if it makes you feel good. But it's not true. It's not fact. And if Atiku and Obi are responsible for your problems in Nigeria right now, what is APC doing to stop them and get you a better life? So don't come onto Mayegun's Diary Political and start asking me to be fair to Ayen I've never hidden that. I've told you, and I've actually made my position on the obedient themselves very clear. I'm not your friend. I am not. But I love what you are doing because you are like the karma that the people destroying people, Al-Qaeda People's Congress, they didn't prepare for. That is why I'm going to try and use my own platform to debunk some of the lies they usually put up. Most of them that are laced with religion, tribal, and the rest of that. You don't come on to Mayegun's Diary Political and ask for fear, whatever, when APC and PDP are in the picture. Show Yahweh. Whatever Obi and the rest of them are doing are all laid bare here. He speak for himself. You judge them. Now you won't vote. Go and see them. But don't come on to Mayegun's Diary Political and pretend that I am as senile as some of you the weary one Nigerianist. Come on, don't mix them up. Don't. I'm going to take you back to Abeokuta, the Alake's palace. What did he tell them there? When they handed him the microphone, Obi at the Ake palace. Let's listen to what he said there.
Let me stand around you and this protocol. Your Majesty, essentially thank you for this.
More quick thing. I forgot that. I should have added that. Let me explain something to some of you, especially a lot of you who are just major keypad warriors. You are very good. You have a lot of suggestions for people that you are not part of. I remember when IPOB was making so much pressure, especially on the Igbo politicians at the time, that they were forced, all the governors, all of them, they came together. They had to invite Nnamdi Kanu with the attempt that they could probably buy him, which failed. Some people were saying, they were condemning them all, condemning IPOB, but at the same time, they're like, why can't IPOB just turn to a political party, contest election, and then, which was actually a good idea if Nigeria was a country, but Nigeria is not one. You know that. But they are not members of the IPOB. The ideology, the ideas, and whatever drives IPOB, they are not part of it, but they wish that with the influence of IPOB, they could just go political. Also, the likes of the Obedience today, if you know their story, starting from the NSAS, a lot of you are not their members. A lot of you didn't take the voters card because you don't want to be part of it. You want a referendum, you want Biafra, you want Yoruba nation. Then you have to build something strong enough so that you can then be part of that to make your demand known. You don't sit behind your phones and start saying, hey, these idiots, instead of them to be fighting for referendum, they are fighting for Obi-Wan Nigeria. Listen, that's not how things work. That's not how the world works. Do you get that? When the Shiites were being attacked in Zaria, they have the number. In fact, they brag that the Shiites in northern Nigeria are more than 20 million in population. When the Shiites were being killed and slaughtered, then people came and they said, only if this Shiite could join the election, join the political this, and then be able to wield their influence. But you are not a member of Shiite. So if you want to be a member of something, if you want to be something, if you want to be part of something that changes something, you would have to leave that your phone. You would have to be part of something that is significant enough beyond that your keypad warrior. We need to fight. Somebody with the France. His own family and children, they are sleeping in another room, watching a broadcast on social media, typing. All these idiots, instead of them to come together and buy gun, that's the weary that is actually bidding his time because he's going to resume his own work by 7 a.m. tomorrow morning. On Sunday, keypad warriors, I just thought I should tell you, see, you are not part of the obedient. I am not part of them. So you can only wish that they could do something else. For if you want to shake a system, then you must be part of a bigger thing that will affect what you wish. You don't sit down and wish on, why don't they do that? Why can't they do that one? Why don't we just go and fight them? That's somebody who is living in Turkey. Has never heard a catapult, but it's there. I just thought I should tell you. Let's go back to the Abeokuta.
Let me stand around you and this protocol. Your Majesty, essentially thank you for this project. So thank you for the opportunity of granting us this audience. For us, we're in Abeokuta today for our state rally, and we deem it necessary that we cannot go to that rally, do anything without coming to pay loyalties to you, His Majesty, and all the fathers of this land. is to go out there with your blessing and your good wishes. That is why we're here. Thank you. But now, notwithstanding, we have also used the same opportunity of paying our respects and mercy to be able to bring to your kind attention a few minutes what we've been doing across the whole country. Our party, Labour Party, are committed to a new Nigeria. Daddy and I have been going around Nigeria preaching to everybody on this new Nigeria. Emergency, in the past 20 years, all Nigeria has achieved is that it becomes a state that can be classified as a failed state. Because the two most important ingredients of failed state is qualified. When you're no longer in control of your territory, so it's become one of the most insecure places on the surface of the earth. Insecurity is everywhere. None of you today goes out, including rural fathers, and be sure you will go home safe. In the past 20 years, number two is the economy, when you're no longer in control of your economy. In the past 20 years, all Nigeria has done and has doubled the number of poor people living in the country. Our own national bureau statistics say that we have 123 million people living in multi-dimensional poverty. Your Majesty, that is higher than India. India is 1.4 billion people, but Nigeria has more people living in poverty than India, that is the 7 times our population. In fact, Nigeria has more people living in poverty than India and China combined. Both of them are 2.8 billion people, but Nigeria has more people living in poverty than two of them combined.
Sorry for the quality of that video. I'm just using what I could get to get you updated on all of this. So maybe we should leave the palace and take you down to where he met with the students in Abeokuta as well. What did he tell them? How did he go? I'm going to take you there. Here. everything that has to do with everything with a student is always like yeah. So let's skip all of that. What did he tell them? You know why I love using that word? I mean that phrase, like what? That question, like what did he tell them? So that whatever he told them there, you have a chance of hearing that, and then maybe, just maybe, it will give you an idea of why more and more and more and more and more of them are trooping to him, because it seems to be the only person who is actually saying something. Even if he's repeating something everywhere, right? Is the one that's saying something that could answer your question. Koolu can't. You know that. And I mean, Atiku is more or less like choreographed packaging so that people won't see much, not too much searchlight. So what did he tell the students in Abeokuta? Let's go listen.
Do this as quickly as possible, because for us to go and see the Oba who was living, for us to go and sit down, please. For us to go and see the Oba who was living, we want you to listen to us, please. Sit down, please. For us to go and see the Oba who is living, we went near the palace, and that was where we were supposed to do our rally. So when we left, we said, let's come and see the students first. When we left to come and see you, the people who are there thought we are gone. They thought we are going and they started going. So I'll plead with you, we'll just do this as quickly as possible and still plead with you to join us in the rally. And I, my dear people, politics all over the world, and what we are doing today is about you. It's about your future. It's about the future of society where you're going to live in. As a student, all over the world, I met great leaders coming to campaign in universities and everything. Because your future that we're toying with is your future that we're designing. Today, in the past 20 years, all Nigeria has done is that it has produced insecurity. Nobody is secure in Nigeria. It has produced poverty. Nigeria now has more people living in poverty than any other country of the world. We have actually more people living in poverty than the two biggest nations in population, China and India combined. We have more people living in poverty out of school children, 20 million, the highest in the world. We have the highest youth unemployment. The list is endless. And it's about you. It's about your future. What that and I offering is that a new Nigeria is possible. And we can do that in Nigeria. So we are not in need to make fake promises. We are not in need to waste anybody's time. You are the part and parcel of this. You are the youth. You be part and parcel of it. You be part and parcel of it. You have been used over the years. When election comes, they've used you, they've done everything. In the end, you're defeated. Because in the end, the schools are shut down for 8 months. In the end, you're going to do a degree of 4 years. In the end, you're going to do a degree of 4 years. You stay there for 6, 7 years. Somebody said for 8 years. I'm just giving you an example. That is one way, that's what we want to stop. And we are pleading with you. You have been with them, you've seen them, they have nothing to offer. We're trying to say I repeat again, a new Nigeria is possible. We want to be able to set up a government that will start dealing with these issues. We want to secure and protect Nigeria. Nigerians must be protected. Yes. The criminals are no more formidable. Criminals are no more formidable. What is lacking is leadership to deal with them. What is lacking is a proper security architecture that will allow our agencies to tackle that problem. And that is possible. Nigeria, we want a Nigeria where there will be rule of law. There will be law and order. And a better environment that will attract investment and allow for proper development of entrepreneurship. We don't want a Nigeria where young people are arrested for carrying computer or laptop. We don't want that. We want a different Nigeria. We want a Nigeria where we will remove your country from consumption to that's what will give you jobs. Because we want to create jobs. We want you to be in school, knowing that when you leave school, you have opportunity. That's what we want to do. So this year's election, or this month's election, is not going to be based on tribe. Let nobody come and tell you, I am from here or from there. We've had it in the past. No tribe in Nigeria buys bread cheaper. No tribe in Nigeria is free of insecurity. No tribe in Nigeria is where you don't have unemployment. Every tribe in Nigeria, everybody is suffering. When they had ASU strike, there's no tribe that was excluded. Everybody was included. But when they come for election, they start dividing you. And you're listening to them. It will not be based on religion. No religion buys bread cheaper. No religion was excluded during ASU strike. Or those things that affect your parents. When they owe pension and gratuity, they do not do it according to religious line. They owe everybody. Unemployment of the youth, especially, is worse in the north than in the south. So it is not a tribal thing, it's not a religious thing. So we will say only Muslims have a job and Christians don't have. Only Christians and everything. And let nobody deceive you. It's only in this country that they talk such nonsense. I'm a Catholic. I'm a Christian. If I go to Dubai, since I started going to Dubai since 1990, if I go there, the Catholic Church in Dubai is built by the Emir of Dubai. He donated the land and built the church. And he's a Muslim. And his country is tribal. So let nobody tell us this nonsense any longer. That is what they contrive to get to power. And when they get to power, those who they rode on their back become their first victim. Please, we must stop it. Let nobody tell you it is turn. It is nobody's turn. It's your turn to take back your country. If there's anybody who will claim it is turn, I'm number one. If anybody who claims it is
Oh, so sorry. I just touched that up. However, he actually continues. He has more. If you would mind. Yeah.
And I am Mr. Peter Obi.
He's Obi, we know. You are down.
My name is Mr. Peter Obi.
Yes, we know.
I'm an alumnus of the University of Nigeria. An alumnus of Oxford University. An alumnus of Cambridge University. And I can go on and on. So our identities must be clear. So people can understand. And I want to negotiate. And we're providing it. We don't want anybody to be suspicious of our background. Our background is very clear. And we are within it, like I always say to people. Our chairman, our party chairman, Julius Abore, is the same thing. On the average, my dear, I beg you please. You know why I said it? I want to appeal to you people. Listen to us. What we are going through now does not call for singing. Let's solve this problem. Then we'll dance and sing. Our chairman, Julius Abore, is something. Everybody knows his background. On the average of these three people sitting here, you have an average age of 65. The other parties are both other parties. Their average age is above 70. So it's clear 15 years. It's clear 15 years. So one person says they are going to be future leaders, you know we are bringing Indiana to you. This government of youth women. Yes. No. Yes. And we believe so. When we say the next year's election, this month's election, will be based on competence. Yes, we want those who are qualified, who have the competence. We have spoken about character. I'm showing you about character. We want the competence. People who are qualified, who understand the problem and the solution. They must be about capacity. Yes, sir. They must be about commitment. Yes, sir. They must be about compassion. Yes, sir. The goal of government is to care for the poor. How can you have millions of youths in their productive age doing nothing, and we are wasting everybody's time? We want to build a country that will be productive. Your country is not productive today. We just celebrate it, wasting everybody's time, and we want to end it. Go and read my solution about production. But I just simplified it in one reason. Your entire country, 200 million people, living on 923,000 square kilometers of land. The total export for 2021, because you might not know why the Naira is exchanging and collapsing against the dollar. What drives your rate of exchange is your reserve. What drives your reserve is your export. If you don't have anything to export, then you don't have reserve. Because it's simple, and you cannot take what you don't have, because for you to cash the money in the bank, you have to pay something in. If you have not paid anything in, there's nothing to withdraw. What did you do? In 2021, Nigerian entire export is 18.9 trillion naira. At 650, it's less than $30 billion. And this is what you see. These are what you're living for a country of 200 and something million people, giving on 903,000 square kilometers. Compared with just one country, Vietnam, across. Vietnam is 100 million people. So it's 50% of Nigerian population. And they live on 301,000 square kilometers, which is a third of our land. Yet, their export is over 350 billion. We couldn't do 10% of what they do. That is our problem. We have got states that are huge, that are doing nothing today. Our states, the greatest state that is giving us problem today is Borno State. Borno State is the greatest problem we have in this country today. That's why we have Sambisa Forest. Sambisa Forest area is 60,000 square kilometers of land. Wow, that is 3 times the size of Israel. And it's giving us problem. What is the problem? When we can introduce something there that will make it productive. And that's what we want to change. That is what we're offering you. We are showing you our commitment. Allow us, hold us responsible. A new Nigeria is possible. So we are begging you as students. Students, you are the ones that change the world. I've been to good best schools in the world. Then you have been to one. You can change Nigeria. Go there, out there and vote. Vote for Labour Party. You voted for umbrella. Elite. And poverty poured in your body. Suffering, as you strike. Everything poured in your body. You voted for Blue. They swept into poverty. Now we want you to vote. Now we want you to vote for human beings. We want to care of the mother. Yes. We want to care of the father. That's so. And we want to care of the small one. That is what we want to do. And it's important that we do that. That is why we're saying, hold us responsible. And we will do it. We will make it work. You see our team here, Tati, Baba, Amen. Julius Aboro. These are all the people that came with me for Abuja. The other people are party leaders in the region. Of course, Aisha. These are the team we want to build. We want you to see a team that you can trust. It's all about trust. Above all, and finally, this job requires physical and mental energy. It's not a retirement home. Nigeria needs people who can work 30 hours or 24 hours a day. And we are prepared for the job. We are ready. All we want is for you to trust us. Go out and vote. Help us to stop the abuse of Nigeria. Because the abuse that we are going through today, which was already in a very dark state, will take his revenge, very grave revenge, on you. God bless you.
That was him with the students in Abeokuta. Like I told you before, it's not, see, let me tell you something. There's nothing wrong, even if you don't. Somebody like myself, right? I don't believe in their election. I don't believe in fact, some of us believe that even if Obi become the president of Nigeria, we know the complexity and the reason why Nigeria is not working and why it won't work and what he is going to face. We all do. But all of that are never going to wipe away what you are seeing, the reality, the facts. Do you understand? You don't need to wave it aside and be like, it's nothing. Of course, it is something. Where is it going to lead them to? Just watch them. You are not one of them. You are not part of them. Break up Nigeria now. That's where we stand. Isn't it? Well, we can continue to chant, break up Nigeria, and the rest of that until the time we actually have the mindset of the number of people, something as big as this. A lot of people don't really want to put in the work. Obi is lucky. He is inheriting an already organized, angry demography who are ready to take on the establishment. We need something like that too. Powerful, strong enough, with real people who actually understands why. You have to put in the work. You can't ask them to do that for you. Well, that's not what they want to do. So you need to accept that fact. They are real, they exist, and they are posing a potential threat to the establishment that out of their own criminality decided to criminalize self-determination advocacy. That is reality. And you see what you are witnessing right now is also reality as well. Don't let, I don't know, your ignorance block your sense of reasoning. It's not going to reduce anything from you. Facts are facts. Fiction are just flames. And wishes are not real without the real work being put towards it. So let's all calm down. If you want to break up Nigeria, you and I know that no be obedient go do you know that. Some of you believe that we need the gun, we need this and that to break up Nigeria, but you have been wishing all this while. I'm not trying to make you look stupid, even though some of you are so stupid with some of your own utterances and then your wishes. Fine. I don't intend to make you sound or look stupid. I'm just trying to let you know that whatever you believe in, you see, they never, in fact, make all you are saying right now unreal, because they are real. And they don't reduce your belief. I don't think so. They shouldn't. They don't really reduce my own belief. You know what I'm doing? I'm actually doing within my own mind, and then with other people putting in the work to see that we are able to actually raise a committed, determined, organized Yorubas like this in no distant future that could actually wish for something, demand for it, push for it, and get it. Sure you get. So calm down. You can call them whatever you want to call them. The fact still remains that it is happening. This is happening. In that same Abeokuta today, look at the Afenifere, they were there.
Mr. President, you're waiting.
That's about the banjo. Yoruba okinje nkonin komotiti. Yorubas don't take someone else's thing and claim it with such confidence. Sorry, 1 second, I'll be back. In a moment. 1 moment.
Yeah, first song goes whole gates. I am taking delivery of the books now. So yeah.
Agreement is agreement, yo. Agreement is agreement, yo. Without reaching for settlement, you can't determine uncertainty. Agreement is agreement, yo. Agreement is agreement, yo. Agreement is agreement, yo. Without reaching for settlement, you can't determine uncertainty. Agreement is agreement, yo.
Anyway, from that same Abeokuta, like I told you, like, you know, even if you don't like them, even if you are underrating them in your own private room, don't go public and make it look like you are so dumb to deny what is going on. That they're going to win or not is a different thing. That they are going to actually fix anything is a different ball game. The fact still remains that they've come up beyond expectation. And from what Baba just said there, There's a lot of people on board on this. Now let's go to that same place where Obi himself and then his daddy, deputy at this in that same Abeokuta.
Àwọn Samsung phone gan ẹjọ́ ẹni tó bá ní wọ́n rẹ́ni láti fún ẹni yẹn lówó ẹ̀kọ́ tán bí wọ́n pe fóònù yẹn tẹ̀lé rí ẹni yẹn wọ́n máa fún ẹni tó bá rí fóònù yẹn lówó ẹjọ́ torí Ọlọ́run. Ẹ má jẹ́ ká sọ gádùn yẹn má jẹ́ sọ lẹ́nu. Labour Party. Any moment from now, we'll be starting the program officially. Any moment from now.
Somebody said that, sorry, announcer, phone yet low, but calm down, Sha. Anyway, so that's the Obi and the obedience in Abeokuta today. I've got long videos to share, but my time is almost up. Or I also want to share this, okay? So the same day today, they are doing their INEC mock accreditation. You know, this their what is it called again? That beavers and all this stuff. How you're going to do your election and stuff, right? So they did some in some part of Nigeria today, and very short clip, okay? Something like this. This is what you're going to look like on your day of your election.
Let me snap you. It's a two-way, either fingerprint or
That is what they call the beavers, okay? It should have been so simple and easy. If you are a registered voter, they will take your voter's card. I think they will file it like a, like a credit card, okay, on that machine. Your data should pop up straight up. And because it's your card, to be sure it is yours, what they need to do next is to take you to a side and use that machine to take your picture. Pass. That is what the obedient are relying on. And that is what the APC, Egbekegbe, is in court for in Imo State to stop them from using. There's so much about it already. It's been put to test in Osun State. And it seems that the beavers are the first victim of overvoting, rigging, blah, 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 blah. Will be the dancing senator from Osun, or dancing governor, so to say. So that's the beavers machine. That's what you're going to use in a few days if you should have that election. And these guys were on the monitoring one day. Right. Somebody who oh, hang on. I think that is people who might not know. I'm going to say this just for you, who probably wouldn't understand how Nigerians, how they think, and why they think the way they think. I'll tell you. Now, what happened is this. In this year 2023 charade election, right? The people that are supporting APC, they believe that they are the people who mean well for Nigeria, despite all the destruction, the division, corruption, and the terrorism and the ruins. They're strong, and there's nothing you can tell them that Tinubu is not the best candidate. Nothing. They've already made up their minds. And I'm not here to convince any of you to either change your mind or about anything. I just want all of you to go to it, fight yourself, tear yourself up and all of that. And at the end of the day, like APC is warning everybody, if nothing is done quickly, right? People inside the old rock, they are going to bring down Nigeria. They're going to stop election. They're going to do a lot of chaos and all of that. I say, okay, bring it on. Whatever you want to bring on, bring it on. Because you know what I mean? Nothing you can tell APC, Egbe member, about Tinubu that will change their mind. So don't waste your time. The same thing with the Mekano boys, articulated mogus, articulated demorons, articulutas generally. Don't waste your time. Don't try to be like, and I don't waste my time in trying to convince any of you about anything anymore. That is why when somebody came and was like, well, which side are you? Why are you talking nice about the Obi? I don't give a damn about any of them. I'm serious. You know why I don't? Because one way or the other, whether I'm part of it or I'm not, I am going to share in the consequences of whatever you all come up with. And I'm prepared for that. So I don't lie to myself. I don't build hope. I don't build expectation based on all of this because I know what the end result will be. Any of them. However, I am not here to convince you to either be this or that. I am just here to speak what you are trying to deny, you know, something that you are telling yourself, but you are telling yourself that maybe it's not. It's not. Tell yourself the truth. Tinubu supporters, you can't change their mind, and I'm not here to change your mind. Okay, one knock a wire fire to get that. That's your problem. Okay. Articulutas and the rest, I don't give a damn. You know what I mean? I know I'm not even here to change. The obedient, I like you. I told you, I like you. You're just the karma. The karma that came into the mix and is so perfect. So perfect. If not, maybe us would have been the pain in the ass for them. Like just talking about them and they will be laughing at us like, what are you gonna do? If you escape Koolu, you end up with Tifku. So you are a very, very good karma. And there is no way, ladies and gentlemen, you can never change the mind of the obedient. No, you can't. Don't tell them about Nigeria referendum, Nigeria breakup, Biafra. You are wasting your time. I'm not here to tell them. Because you can never change their mind. But there is something I have come to know. And they said that experience in life is the best teacher. All of us are going to learn one way or the other. And whatever we learn is going to shape us in understanding the world we live in. Mayegu is just that conscience that will keep reminding you that once you make up your mind, once you have your choice, you are responsible for the consequences of that choice. My choice is for everybody to come clean. Be honest. Tell yourself the truth. Nigeria is not working. We know why. We are wrongly forced together without our consent, without any written agreement that says this is why we came together. Until that comes to pass, there will never be peace. Because peace, unity, they are not just words. Do you understand? They are deeds, actions that people must do and be consistent and committed, honest and, truthful with it. You don't do it once in a once in a while. There will always be chaos when you force people to be together without their consent. Nigerians are forced together without their consent. The criminals in charge of Nigeria today are making their own life survival based on that illegal amalgamation. So I stand with that, but I know the reason why the system frown at you even having that conversation about why am I a Nigerian? Why should I remain a Nigerian in a place where I'm not even allowed? Even my citizenship is not defined. Nobody can tell or define who is a Nigerian except those definitions you have made up in your head. Because I'm born in the place called Nigeria, so I'm a Nigerian. Oh, I've got parents who are Nigerians. I'm a Nigerian. until they tell you that all the Fulanis in Africa are Nigerians, even when they don't speak any single language in Nigeria. Well, that's what I'm talking about. Unity is not just a word. Peace is not just a word. And every other thing they've made up telling you about Nigeria. But here we are. Even in that your belief, obedient to Lagos Abobaku, Atikuluta, revolutionary now, the Yeleshore team, the Kwakwansiya is your own. No. As long as you are all thinking that you actually have a country called Nigeria and you love that Nigeria so much, all I have for you is that good luck. Go for it. Maybe life experience, or what do you call it, will actually teach you a lesson to understand the real truth. So I just want to point them out and let you enjoy the adventure. Enjoy it. Fight for it. Go with your belief. Attack yourselves and the rest of that. But at the end of the day, you're going to come back to one thing, and one thing only. We are wrongfully forced together and never to talk about it. You see, one of those people behind Obi and the rest, and why they insisted that, and everything you are witnessing right now about Obi and the rest, they are not by accident. Somehow, it's all coming together. Listen to Obasanjo, what he said a while back about all of this. You know, he believed that he actually loved Nigeria more than anybody in Nigeria. Like, Nigeria is their baby. And they know the best for Nigeria. But yeah, he said this a while back.
What I believe, and what I believe that Chief Ayo Adebanjo believed, is not ethnic, it's not sectional, it's not religious, it is Nigeria and Nigeria. When I go out and people say, we thank you, I say, what are you thanking me for? And I tell them, please stop thanking me. Why should you be thanking me? I believe in equity. I believe in justice. I believe in one Nigeria. I have shed my blood for this country. I have gone to prison for this country. So what are you going to frighten me or threaten me with? The only thing that my senior brother hasn't done, that he hasn't shed his blood. He has gone to prison. We will leave that at that. No. The blood where I shed for work from the work, you go on from. I will show you where the shrapnel. I nearly touched my. Now, but please, the problem we have in our front now and in our house is not ethnic, it's national. And for me, the first thing that is important in a leader is character. The problem we have had over the years is that we don't have leaders who have the right type of character that they should be entrusted with the leadership role. So if I put my finger on anything or anybody, it's because comparing one with another, I see that there is merit that would be of benefit to Nigeria. And I believe that Chief Ayo Adebanjo stand for the same thing.
That's Obasanjo just a few months back when they all came together and said they endorsed Obi. The Middle Belt leaders also came together, and then for the second time that they want Obi. Well, look at this guy from that same Middle Belt, from Kogi. You remember his face? Smart, Adeyemi smart. Yeah, that's Oba Nkparo. You heard him right. I mean, Oba Nkparo. Yeah? Well, let's go and listen to this Adeyemi Smart, Tio Smart. What is he also saying? It's been a while though, but yeah, what does he have to say? Listen to this.
Tinubu and Shetima on one hand, Peter Obi and Yusuf Deti on the other hand. PDP is a party that has betrayed the cause of national unity of this country. PDP is a party that has no respect for the unity and oneness of this country. PDP, as it presently constituted, is a problem to the unity and survival of the Nigerian nation. I'm a member of the Senate Parliament. Hear this. I mean, it's ECOWAS Parliament. We were in Lome, and an issue came up. And in Lome, I discovered that there are people who speak nearly my own dialect of Yoruba. And they were speaking, and I asked them, "You are from where?" He said, "They are from Togo." "This Yoruba you are speaking is like my own kind of Yoruba." He said, "Yes." He said, "They are from Togo." So an issue came up, and they wanted to build on that sentiment. And I said to them, that will not be in the interest of Nigeria. Forget about the sentiment you want to bring to me. That will not be in the interest of my country. Now I've said this story to you to ask me, to beg you to ask Atiku Abubakar. When the bandits were killing people, how many times has Atiku rose to condemn it? I will not go further. A word is enough for the wise. PDP is a big problem to Nigeria unity as they are going. PDP. Because power is supposed to shift from the north to the south. So Nigerians have just a choice, two choices before them. Bola Tinubu and Peter Obi. Case closed. Don't create a situation. I want the PDP today, and the powers that be, and those who are trying to mislead Mr. President, don't create a situation where the southwest and the southwest and the east will come to a conclusion that they have no hope in Nigeria. If that happens, I don't know what will happen. But I'm warning now. I am a prophet in politics. This politics, this election, is about Bola Tinubu and Peter Obi. Take it or leave it. This election is about these two candidates. Yorùbá sọ pé à ń sọ bẹ́ẹ̀ kakú síbẹ̀. Bàzá mu tiẹ̀ tó mi zá àrùṣe mu zá kẹ́sẹ̀ mu bàzá mu pàtí kẹ́sìkẹ́ wá. Wà bẹ́sẹ̀ mutu àríkà kó wá. Mutu àríkà kó wá wà sẹ́jú sọ̀rọ̀. Kó zá kẹ́sẹ̀ mu zó kó àrùṣe mu zá mu pàtí kẹ́sìkẹ́. I want you to know that
the member of APC, Abeokuta. And did you hear that when he said that it's between Koolu and Obi? Just about 3 years ago, sorry, about 2 years ago. Same guy on the floor of the Senate of Nigeria said this.
How many them there? Why we not go with them? How many them there? Why we not go with them? How many them there? Why we not go with them? How many them? How many them there? Why we not go with them? How many them there? Why we?
Sorry guys, it was very poor audio, so I decided to go and look for another one, and I hope for that same scene, right? I hope this one is clearer. I actually want you to listen to what he had to say. And today, the same guy is sort of narrowing it down without having to exempt his own political party, APC, Abeokuta, that destroyed Nigeria this much, okay? Let's go back to that April 2021, 2 years ago. Same smart, still smart. Smart, Adeyemi, still smart.
We shouldn't pretend that we needed foreign support now. We wouldn't wait until our nation gets bombed. Let us shout and call for foreign support. I am a APC man and I've been supporting my party. But the president should get to know that it has gotten to a point that we who are supporters, who are members of the APC, we can no longer keep quiet. The president must rise to the occasion. You know, you not see the truth and you are afraid to say it because you will die. We must open, Mr. President. The nation is on fire. The president must rise to the occasion. It costs us nothing to get foreign support. We must rise to the occasion. We must bring in people to save this country, or else we'll be consumed. Every one of us will have a chapter for history. Whenever the history of this period will be written, whatever is our position, we have a chapter. We cannot keep quiet any longer. It has gotten to a point that we cannot sleep with our two eyes closed. We are not free. Our children are not free. The president must rise to the occasion. There's no nation that is so powerful that doesn't need support of other nations. Individuals cannot say you will leave the war without any other person with you. So we must rise. The situation is our security system has collapsed. It has failed. And because it has failed, we need to look for foreign support. It costs Nigeria nothing. Forget the ego, forget the superiority of Nigeria in African nations. Today, we are facing serious problems. If our nation is to survive this period, I'm not in doubt that the security architecture we have today cannot cope with what we are facing away from the fact.
What's going on?
So that's a smart Adeyemi Tio smart 2 years ago. And then that's you know, you remember, well, that's Remi Werekwe anyway, yeah. Your future first lady. When Koolu become your president, Remi Werekwe will be there. And she was there, you know. Are you a member of APC? Are you an enemy of government? Why are you saying all of this here? That's what she was saying to him. Why are you saying that the government is failing? Why are you saying all of these things? Are you now an enemy? Well, I'll save the rest for the other day. I mean, for another day rather. But I won't have to leave. I don't want to leave you without telling you something. Okay, so our back to school project support for the Yoruba school children, 10,000 of them, kicked off. For security reason, I would only be bringing you clips of our concluded visits, where we have visited, the people we meet, and what we told them, and all of that stuff. I'll be bringing them to you as the clips are arriving. But we've covered the part of Badagry in Lagos. We have been to the Yewa North, a journey to go and see the Yorubas who became refugees in Benin Republic 2 years ago. And I've just been told that after getting into Kobe in Benin Republic, clearing the custom and all of that stuff we needed to do, our team ended up having to go back to Yewa North because our people that became refugees in Pobe, they are back home in a different place, but they are still living as refugees in Yoruba land. So we visited them. We took some food. We took some education materials for their children. And we reached out to them enough that I am so happy that the team is back to base as we now embark on a full tour of the entire Yoruba land, meeting these school children, the future, and telling them about why whatever Nigeria is going to tell them, there is something Nigeria is not going to tell them. The real people that they are, their own real identity, they are Yorubas, and they will remain Yorubas. So it's our job to remind them and, in fact, build their courage and confidence to make them stand up one day and say, yeah, I'm a Yoruba man, I'm not Nigerian. You get what I mean? So a few of those materials have started arriving. Should I say all of them have actually arrived? And then all thanks to Princess and the crew of and their team who actually took it upon themselves to do this. I've not got a full clips of all our visits, but I can tell you this now. We have started establishing our contacts into the education system of Yoruba land. We have started meeting the people that actually runs the education system in Yoruba land. And we intend to actually make enough impression on them, make them our partners in progress, and then we'll give them all the support that they deserve as we can afford them. So thank you so much to all our donors. But however, I was sent a clip earlier of this delivery, part of our 50,000 school books that we have paid for.
But kí ló dé táwọn ọmọ yìí, kí ló dé tẹ́ káwọn ọmọ yìí sọ́nà lálẹ́ báyìí? Ta ọmọ ta ni wọ́n?
Ọ̀nà òṣìṣẹ́ ni wọ́n.
Òṣìṣẹ́ làwọn ọmọ yìí. Ó yẹ kó da gbogbo yín sẹ́wọ̀n ni yìí lọ. Òṣìṣẹ́ làwọn eléyìí. Ọmọ ọ̀gá yín wo?
That's part of what we witnessed. That's part of what we're going to try to change. Princess was so hungry when those who came to deliver the job we paid for came with children, underage children, and they said they were workers. She was like, they are supposed to jail all of you who brought these children here this night. We will make a difference. Trust me, we will make a huge difference. We just want everybody to roll their sleeves. There's no more typing on social media and say, let's do this. No, you should join us and be part of it. Do you want a situation whereby you can be able to see hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people who have the same belief and ideology, demanding for the same thing? Do you want to see that happen? Then you have to put in the work. That's what we are doing. And it's a thankless job. We are not looking for you to say thank you or praise us or whatever you. But you are going to acknowledge what we would do, the way we do them, because it has to be done. There is another clip sent to me.
Yeah, past Songo toll gate. I am taking delivery of the books now. So yeah, here.
That's Yoruba Union's printed exercise books that will be going into the hands of 10,000 school children. Each child will get at least 5 exercise books. And we are targeting 10,000 of them on our first phase of the Back to School project of the Yoruba Union. Watch us, support us in fact, or you can laugh at us. We are not buying guns. We are buying something more powerful than guns and tanks and bombs. Education, information, you have no idea. So if you are laughing at us now, you are welcome. Call us names, say whatever you like. But you are not going to be laughing for too long. I can assure you of that. We are making contact. We are making establishment. We are making a lot of progress. We are making a lot of inroad into Yoruba land. And with one message only. One message. Remember who you are. You are Yorubas. Presently, I'm a part of Nigeria. You deserve better. Your children deserve better. This is how we're going to do it. We need to come together under this umbrella, under this ideology. And if you can make it count, yes, we can get what we want without having to shoot a gun. I'm serious about this, and I'm so ready to test this theory. Princess, you are an asset for this movement. People will begin to tell us, why don't we just go into politics soon? You see, when you put this effort, when we put all of this effort, when we do all of this mobilization, when we do all of this sensitization, information and the rest of them, people can laugh, say whatever they like. Those who want to do their fire brigade approach and the rest of they can go ahead. But guess what, yeah? When everything begins to fall in place, a lot of these charlatans, keypad warriors, like they are doing to the obedience today, they are going to be asking us not to demand for Yoruba nation, but to join politics and change Nigeria. But by then, with the number, with the ideology, and with the determination that we are going to put in people, trust me, they will wish they could tell us what to do. Just like some of you are wishing today that you could tell the obedient what to do. You can't. You're not part of it. If you want to make a significant change or difference in what is happening in Nigeria, build a team. Build a movement. A lot of you probably have no idea that is the hardest job. Sustaining it is the toughest of the toughest job. And we are ready for those hardest and the toughest of it. So, Princess, you are such an an amazing asset for this group, and we count so much on you, and we appreciate you. I'll bring a lot of this report later on this platform. For those of you who believe that this was something, well, I don't know if I should say that, but I have to. For those of you who felt like this is unreal, it's not happening, you watched us raise almost 10 million naira. 10 million naira for 10,000 school children in Yoruba land. That's beyond just talking. We are going to harm them with the real information. They are those that will no longer fall for the lies, manipulation, and all those indoctrination that Nigeria actually did to you, what they did to so many of you. Indoctrinated you, socially conditioned you. You are living in fear, but you are not even honest enough to admit. Nigeria should break up, but you don't want that to happen because you're so scared. We will change that. Okay? So laugh at us today. You might not be laughing for too long. I mean that. And thank you to every one of you who actually stopped by tonight, as usual. I'm going to see you some other time. I wish I could take calls, but Princess was so tired. She's back to Lagos right now. She's done so much runnings. She's unbelievable. I'll bring her over sometimes, maybe tomorrow, before she embarks on the major tour. And like we have agreed, for security reasons, we will never tell you where they are and where they are going to next. Until they are gone, I won't tell you. Okay? So bear with us. For now, we've been to Badagry, we've been to Ube, and we have also been to the Yewa North in Ogun State. And we have the record of all those. So thank you very much for your evening. I am going to see you some other time. So until then, remember, don't leave this chat, okay? Don't leave this chat without dropping your offering. Like my show, like my video, share it, and subscribe. And I'm going to see you again. So good night from here.
Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1.
Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1.
Mayegun ti dé o ọ̀rẹ́ ará ìlú.
Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1.
Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube.
Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1.
Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Mayegun já wa sí.
Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1.
Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o.
Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1.
Bó bá ṣe eré àní Mayegun máa wí.
Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1.
Ó sì tún ṣe eré wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o.
Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1.
Mayegun Diary politico.
Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1.
Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Mayegun.
Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1.
Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹgọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o.
Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1.
Àní Mayegun làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé. Mayegun ti dé.
Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
lórí Facebook
Máyégún ti dé.
àní ẹ̀sùn làjú
Máyégún ti dé.
lórí YouTube
Máyégún ti dé.
àní ẹ̀sùn làjú
Máyégún ti dé.
bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́
Máyégún máa wí.
àní ẹ̀sùn làjú
Máyégún ti dé.
ijó ìgbádìyẹ
Máyégún máa wí.
àní ẹ̀sùn làjú
Máyégún ti dé.
bí pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o
Máyégún máa wí.
àní ẹ̀sùn làjú
Máyégún ti dé.
bí gómìnà kówó jẹ
Máyégún máa wí.
àní ẹ̀sùn làjú
Máyégún ti dé.
ọlọ́pàá tí ń darí bá
Máyégún máa wí.
àní ẹ̀sùn làjú
Máyégún ti dé.
aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o
Máyégún máa wí.
àní ẹ̀sùn làjú
Máyégún ti dé.
òpùrọ́ olóṣèlú
Máyégún máa wí.
àní ẹ̀sùn làjú
Máyégún ti dé.
ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì
Máyégún ti dé.
àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì
Máyégún ti dé.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o Máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò fẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ Máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò fẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ oníkanṣá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o àyè.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. ṣùgbọ́n ní má ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
kì máa yí ṣe eré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀ kì máa yí ṣe eré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀ ẹni bá ti lè lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́rù o ọmọ bá dèrò kàṣàyè tú wọn síta.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. ṣùgbọ́n ní má ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
tẹnitẹni ọmọ Máyégún ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni mo fọlọ́hún sọ ẹ̀ bá kìlẹ́bù lóòótọ́ olódodo ìlú ọ̀tá ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni ìwọ ṣá máa ń ṣọ́ra kò sì mọ́ bẹ̀rù bọ́tà ń lè rí bóníṣègùn lé káwọn mọ̀mọ́ fi ṣera wọn ni ó ti dẹrùn tí wọn ò gbọ́dọ̀ sì mọ́ bẹ̀. èèpo ọ̀bọ̀lọmọ bá dérò tàjẹ́ ò gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́ ó ti dọba lórí abínú ẹni kò sì mọ́ bùyà àìsíwọ́lu ní ẹnìkẹ́ ìgbódì ẹyin lábàrá o ó kó ẹni tó bá dán wò á kàmù. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì o ẹni bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò òní fi wọ́n níran o.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.